podcast. I am your host today, Rachel Martin, and we are here with Tiana Zang. I'm super excited to learn about this world that most people are like, I'm never going to do it ever.
Yeah.
And then when they do it, they're like, it's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Sure.
So, and it is the world of matchmaking.
It is the world of matchmaking.
I know.
Yeah.
I love it. And we were talking about the movie Hitched. That's what most people think of, that or Love Island or The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. And that's what matchmaking is, where no, that's not really the case. And then what you and your partner both co-founded, the My Mindful Match.
My Mindful Match. That's it.
And you take a little bit more of like a not clinical, but like a coaching side to it, but more focus on the individual people rather than like he and she get together and they date and then they come on a date and he has to pay and then you have to text 5 days later. It's more of a connection with your clients. Is that correct?
It's based in authenticity, right? So we want to work with healthy people and match them with healthy people. And healthy doesn't mean you're perfect, right?
Or skinny.
We have these fabulous flaws about us, and there's a shoe for every foot. So what we really want to do is we want to learn about people, their core values, their belief systems, their personality traits, and really match based off of that so that we have long, sustainable relationships and not just something superficial that's going to fizzle out. And that's what we learned kind of when we got behind the curtain a little bit about what goes on in matchmaking. There's great matchmakers out there. It's been an industry that's as old as time.
Really?
Right?
Yeah.
Before it was a business, it was just what it was.
The kings and queens and all that. Yeah.
100%. So there's some basis around it, but it can be very, very superficial. It also can be completely unaffordable. And so we really wanted to take a different approach, and we wanted to work with these wonderful, wonderful singles who are great, who've got their stuff together, who've lived their lives, and now they want to find their person. Okay. And so that's what we do.
So why would you encourage somebody to use a matchmaker? I mean, you said it can be pricey or it can be all of these things, but why should somebody use a matchmaker? Like, at what point do they decide, okay, I've given up, I have to try a matchmaker, or I've given up on life altogether, and then they come across you and say, oh my God, I need this person in my life?
Yeah, so there's several factors to that. So matchmaking has also, again, what we have learned, some people use it as a dating service.
Okay.
We are not interested in that. We screen, rescreen, and rescreen.
We thank you for that.
Yes, we really want people looking for long-term committed relationships. So I like to see it that they're not giving up. They're actually investing in themselves. It's like somebody hiring a personal trainer, right? So if you hire a personal trainer, hiring the personal trainer isn't going to get you in shape. You got to show up. You got to listen to them. You got to follow the program. That's what we are. We walk you through the whole program.
Hence coaching.
So it's coaching.
Yeah.
And, Marnie, who is my business partner, the brains behind this, the founder, she's a licensed clinical psychotherapist who specialized in marriage and family counseling for years. And so she worked with couples that were completely mismatched, unharmonious. She also worked with peoples who, because of their maladaptive dating patterns, end up dating the same person over and over, right? Your type. Well, honey, it ain't working for you.
Yeah.
So we want to change the way that you date. So oftentimes when somebody engages us, it's not because they can't get dates. I mean, they can get dates. Are they getting the right dates?
Right.
Do they know how to manage the dates? Have they done the work on themselves? All of those things. So it's really fun.
Well, and it sounds like, too, it's like the ultimate goal isn't necessarily for them to get married.
No, there's people who don't want to get married, right? But they want that long-term committed relationship.
And you're helping them as a person, which I think is probably one of the more, I would think, positive things that kind of come out of this. It's like, yes, they could end up with our partner. They can end up maybe not with our partner, but they've discovered this new version of themselves that I don't think they might have discovered if they didn't have you guys or a matchmaker involved.
Absolutely. We actually have in our paperwork that if you find somebody on your own, because we do act as dating coaches too. So let's say you're in the program and this happens often, right? So you've got this person that hasn't dated in years.
Yeah.
And now they're like, okay, I'm ready. And I'm going to start these conversations with you. Well, it changes. It opens up to the universe, right? You've changed your language. You've changed what you're looking for. So now maybe they would approach that person in Starbucks.
Yeah.
And we coach them through that. So,
or you see it, where before you might not have ever seen anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you're too afraid, or you're too, timid to act upon it, or just the fear of rejection, putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
So yes, it is an evolution. You will not date the same after working with us.
Yeah. I was with a friend of mine the other day and we were saying, later on in life, if you could look back at tallies throughout your life, what would you look at? And he had said, a guy, how many people would have looked at him and wanted to talk to him or hang out with him, but didn't? And that could be like a tally once you've passed on, like that you look back at and you're like, oh my God, all these people noticed me and I didn't notice them.
No.
But when they're going to a coach like you, it's like that's what kind of comes down, and you see the people that notice you or that just give you eye contact and open up a new side of you, it sounds like.
Well, absolutely. And truly, for people that are looking for that partner in their lives, they're ready to evolve.
Yep.
Okay, so when we first started this, it was very interesting, the different demographics. So we expected a little bit of, I'm in my late 40s, Marnie's is in her mid 50s. We expected kind of the divorce crowd, the widows. Love working with our widows, by the way. We should touch back on that.
I
think
like
it's
that.
so fun. But we had this young demographic come in, primarily men between the ages of 30 and 38,
Wow.
who got educated, started their careers. And now they just don't want to deal with the Instagram and the dating apps.
Yeah.
They want to really hunker down and find a partner for life. So it's totally different. And then, of course, back to our widows, right? So there are people that had the love of their lives that lost the love of their lives.
Yeah.
So there's a grieving process that needs to happen.
Of course.
And there's an acceptance of that you can and deserve love again. And you have to find the partner who understands that
100%.
and can honor your relationship that you had before and not feel intimidated by it, not try to compete with it, but just be
It may do who you were.
something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. And I find it very interesting, too, the gentlemen are the ones coming to you. Most people would think, oh, it's only women that come to you. They're the only ones that want to be matched. And you said a good chunk of your people
We are
30.
50-50.
That's amazing.
Right down the line.
Well, it's good odds on both sides.
It's good odds. It is very good odds.
I like it.
But we're very selective in who we work with as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good odds.
So what do you find is the most common struggle for kind of matchmaking, whether it's you trying to find the matches or things that you see your clients kind of go through?
Ooh, themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, themselves, just like all of us, right?
Yeah.
We all put these barriers into our heads. So the way I like to assimilate it is you've got people who are coming into dating again, who haven't dated in many years, either due to divorce or widows. And now they come out and they're like, wow, this is a totally different environment. Or we've got people, the younger generation, who are used to technology. Okay, so I find the biggest barrier is communication. It's this right here. It's eye contact. It's willing to go up and introduce yourself to someone.
Phone.
Right. I mean, because what do you have? You have the dating apps, and it's truthfully like Amazon for humans.
Yeah.
People are just swipe.
Dating
swipe,
apps,
swipe.
Amazon for humans.
It's
That's great.
It's horrible. Like you're just waiting for the next best thing. And here's the problem, right? On a dating app, and we'll hear this because we actually encourage some of our clients to go on dating apps.
Sure, it
We help
depends.
them set up their profiles. We do all sorts of cool things. But they'll be like, well, I was talking to this one and then they just disappear. Who's had that happen on a dating
Ghosted.
app? Everybody. Because they're talking to 12 different people.
Yeah.
But what are you actually talking about?
Job, height, look, what you like to do in your free time, like those are the standards, and you
Not
need to
the
get
stuff
deeper
that
than
matters.
that. Yeah.
Not the stuff that matters. And so that's where we really come into, is because with our screening, we do a lot of that for you. So Marnie is consistently looking for emotional regularity, personality disorders, addiction issues, what kind of love styles that you have, what kind of communication styles that you have, all of those things. And then we ask the tough questions. We ask about your political beliefs. We ask about your faith.
A huge part.
We ask about your family of origin. We ask about why you got divorced. We ask about all of those things so that we can really factor that in and make sure that we're matching people who are compatible with that.
Yeah,
Because if
100%.
people were honest with themselves and with others, and sometimes they're intentionally dishonest, but sometimes they're just not self-aware. If they were truly honest, then the Match.com would always work.
Yeah.
But that's why it doesn't. Plus all the bots.
So what in the bots, yeah.
And the bots.
So what give me 3 reasons that make you different than like a Match.com.
Oh, well, number 1, we know our people. We know our people and we fact check.
Fact check, that's a big one.
We are a big fact checker. So you can say in there, oh, I'm totally okay with somebody who's got young children. All right, but let's fact check that. Let's throw some scenarios out there. Let's talk about that. And really get down to, where is this going to be a problem? So fact checking all of our people, that's number 1. Number 2, we are helping them enter their information, and we are helping them. So you have your perspective of who you are, And after getting to know you, I'll have my perspective of who you are. How wonderful is that to blend that?
Smart.
Right?
Very smart. Yeah.
Because a lot of people really also hate writing about themselves.
Yeah, you don't see yourself how other people see you. Like, I think of myself as super negative, and then everyone's like, you're the most positive person ever. I'm like, I would have never known that.
1,000,000%. There are always times where we're going in and writing profiles for our clients, and we're using these adjectives, and they're like, I would have never said that. Well, we're here. We're experiencing it.
Sure.
This is absolutely where you are.
Definitely.
And then number 3, we do all of the legwork for you. So yeah, we can show you 7 pictures or tell you about 7 people, but we're doing the legwork to make sure that when we set you up with a date, it's a real date. So it's not about fulfilling a contract and, we promised you 10 dates, so we're just going to throw these at you. When we make a match, there's a reason.
Yeah. That sounds interesting. Have you come across the 40-year-old virgin?
Oh, I've come across many celibate.
Celibate, okay,
so
fair.
like re-celibate.
Okay, after many
like
years, but not a 40-year-old virgin.
Not yet, but there's time.
There's time. Just make sure that he has the new shoes.
Yeah, I know, right? Give them to me. I'm ready. You're out there. Come on over.
I know, right? Come on down. Well, it was so fun talking to you today. I could continue this forever and ever because I'm sure you have amazing stories that are just fun and inspirational and not sad all the time, but learning along the way. So thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was great to speak with you.
My Mindful Match.
My Mindful Match.
Make sure you check it out.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for joining 10 and 10 podcast with Tiana. Definitely go to her website, check it out, especially if you're looking for that partner, the loved one in your life, but also too to become a better you. Thank you.